And kicking off is going to be the hometown Denver Onyx. You see a couple of the key players talked about right there. It's going to be Bitter to kick the ball, and Johnson ready to roll. Referee Lindsay Oliver whistles us underway. And this week 4 contest is on. Gets driven back by the Tempest defense. Out into the middle field. Is this the space that's going to open up? Player has a hold of the ball, wraps it around, gets it to Levine. Levine powers through. The number 3 nearly gets the ball ripped away. Is she going to be able to keep this one? And she does. Numbers out wide. Can they get it? Good defense here from the Tempest so far, but up into the hands of Talia Brody, and Talia Brody is going to score the first one.
Broke, and there it is. That's a great run-in line, because it looked like she was starting to run an outside line, then cuts back in and in for the try. Wonderful play there.
Bit of an angle. Strikes it well. Assistant referees have a glance at each other. Penn State player, one of many. Played for Orchard Park Rugby in the Buffalo area in high school. Says the Henrich family got her started. Ball comes around to Bitter. Ball coming, Doug Johnson moves it out to the right-hand side. Waters has it, got a little in behind her, so they have to keep going with this one. Around the back they go. There's an advantage there. Wilfley gets the ball. Buffalo native. Big drive coming in. Could this be a second try in a row here for Talia Brody? It will not be, but it's up to Solomon. Gianna Solomon's going to touch it down. And Gianna Solomon from Easton, Pennsylvania.
After contact, really important. Again, Solomon, she's on hand. That's a strong finish there. But the build-up play was just very well oiled once again. Good shape on the team, but it's just...
Bitter lines it up. Straight through. 7 points, the full. So it's going to... Carly Waters moves it in behind. Bitter passes. A little pass, pull back right there. Well done. The space is open up for Brody. Brody's by a couple. She's across the 50-meter line. Cannot beat the ball coming in from Dombrowski. Out to Mendoza Silva. Runners coming in a couple directions. They just come back in looking for a little starter play. But the pass
running off the back of Bitter here. So let's have a look.
Ball at the feet of Johnson. Waters moves it. Runners coming a different direction. Goes straight to Bitter. Carly Waters has it again. She's got some runners. Gets it up in the hand of Spafford. Referee's going to come back. Sharp name today. Up, no defense coming from the Tempest. They're trying to withhold from this maul, but good work here for the Onyx. Driving straight through, Solomon looking to get her second in a row. She's on the ground, referee on the spot. Referee Oliver happy. Gianna Solomon, 2 tries.
Back of the chariot there, just controlling what's going on. You can see number 2, she's just riding the back of that. Some good work. It's like a scrum essentially. That's how well organized it is. As soon as she's over the line, spins, down.
Bitter. Strikes it well. Strikes it true. Assistant referees are going to keep that one in field. Goes into the background. Alejandro has this for the Tempest, and she seeks through. Great footwork there on the move. Not much. They're going to keep this one alive as Dombrowski comes again. Little pass up the middle. What work there. Ball in the hands of Bashmakov. Ripped away by him, but this could be a little bit challenging. A bump off, however, and the speed comes on. Another attempt, and they're on the way. Tempest, attacking opportunity to Dombrowski. Finds Mendoza Silva, a little wrap around there. Ball in effect for the last couple of minutes, but right now there's some intent to run. There's a big break up the middle. A little pass off to the side there at Bender Cruz. Alessandra Bender Cruz is going to touch one down.
Lit up. Look at the pace through the hole, but not just the pace, and then it's the support from Bender Cruz, who then finishes. They have the ball in the left arm, so there's going to be no...
Nice strike. Assistant referees happy again. Going through some phases, keeping the ball, drawing a penalty. I was just going to talk about a patient Onyx defense. Farnan to take this kick. A Notre Dame graduate from Bayshore, New York. Good strike of the ball. Assistant referees do not think it went through the post, however. So it's going to remain. Tempest get us started. Dombrowski, ball at her hands. Comes across Mendoza Silva. Wrap around the back. Defense coming pretty strong. Force full line out here for the Tempest. We'll mostly look for the driving maul. That's swatted away by Denver, but the trouble here for Waters, but gets it up into the hands of a waiting player.
Trusty boot of Bitter, who get right up the field, just put the pressure back on Chicago.
Troy, this time they complete their line out much better for them. Mendoza Silva has a hard running Farnan. Ball up, well taken by Spafford. Hard run in the middle of the field here. Waters. Players a little slow to get back into structures there, so Bitter's going to take it into her own hands. She's inside the 22, looking for some runners, and has one. Gets a ball up there, Tafuau. Is going to touch that one down, Tafuau.
Just as we go back here, let's just watch Feesby one direction, and that is forward. Farnham has been working hard defensively, and then as we look back, just Bitter looks up. That is a classic dummy, and then not only the dummy, the sidestep to go through, and then just watch how she's scanning here. That is absolutely class play, and then the supporters there to get over for try.
Bitter strikes another one well. Maria McGowan. Well, it's the other way. Mendoza Silva looking for runners. Nearly put that one forward. Was looking for Alejandro. To the Tempest, a whole different strategy right now. Would have benefited them greatly, but not to be. It's going to be in the hands of the Onyx. Onyx going to go quick to Rachel Johnson. Rachel Johnson going to introduce Trotti. Queens University player. Tap back by the Onyx. Not going to come down Tempest way.
Staring down a charge down.
Tempest clean with that one. Dombrowski has a couple of runners coming through. Gets it to Mendoza Silva. Flat looking for a teammate, but winds up giving the ball to Rachel Johnson. Johnson, clearly a fan favorite, takes that one through, shakes off a tackle, and the captain, Rachel Johnson, 33 caps for the USA, touches down for 5. Denver
offload as we look back at it. No one quite there. It was a nice idea, but at this level, you've got players like Rachel Johnson, the Eagle. She is not going to pass up on that opportunity. Breaks that last tackle.
So certainly an interesting person scoring that wonderful try. Bitter's going to convert it. It's going to go to 38-0. Referee Oliver brings it together. Dombrowski gets that one in. Out to the backs they go. Mendoza Silva, there's a couple of runners. They're going to go out the back. But that space closes down to pass to. Bayless has to take it to the 22 on her own. Dombrowski. Tempest. Clean ball. Going to come off to this right-hand side to Mendoza Silva. Looking for the correct runners. Gets it out to Alejandro. Dombrowski looking for runners. Player has to duck. Mendoza Silva. Little boot. Gets blocked into the hands of Kristen Bitter. Can't Bitter go all the way. Got the ball cleanly off the block. She's got someone chasing. Swerving a little bit. Swerving, going that way. Gets the ball up into the hands of Tordonato. And Tordonado's going to go over a long range.
Chicago could not answer it. And what I like about Bitter, this is brilliant play because she's aware that she doesn't quite have the gas to go all the way. But just watch this awareness. Shifts the ball into that right hand. Just curves her running line. Great support from there. What was it, Tordonato?
The fly half for the Denver Onyx puts it to the boot. That one's going to drift just off to the side, so not perfect for this first half. We're going to go into halftime. A dominant performance from the Denver Onyx. A game Chicago Tempest side. Mendoza Silva, 40 minutes to go in this one. 43-0. Can the Tempest change their fortunes? Mendoza Silva gets it well held to open it up on the outside. Cut back inside. Nice work to get around there from KB Slaughter. Start off this half as Alejandro drops one. It's in the hands of the Onyx. Onyx straightened up at Gianna Solomon. Look at that pace. Gianna Solomon forward, take it down to the 5-meter line. Pick up by Feesby. Feesby, first Canadian to score a try in Women's Elite Rugby. Was looking for her second, but couldn't quite get there. Little drive towards the line, little lift up, little touchdown. Referee Oliver says good to go, and the Onyx on the board in 1 minute and 25 seconds.
Then Solomon, who's having a great game. Look at the power here, but it is a great tackle. She had work to do, just nice presentation, and then it was continuous play. Feesby is there, number 12, and it was just the power that came on at the end. Just watch this, was patient. You're allowed one reach out. That's
Bitter lines it up. First kick of the second half, strikes it well. Assistant referees are happy. Off the back, come the Chicago Tempest. Well met by the Onyx. Dombrowski. Runners coming from different directions. They give it to Farnan, taking Route 1. Farnan, field Feasby, happy to run. Waters has some opportunities. Little pass back inside. The space opens up. Not sure if that was planned, but it's going to work out beautifully. And a second try maybe on the board here. Tao Fuao headed towards the line. She's got one player chasing, but Emma Farnan cannot catch her.
Incredible. And then that inside ball, that could have been off the basketball court. And then Brody is through. She had a lot of work to do. That little step there was brilliant. And then it was in for the try.
Pardon me, I called her Tafuao, so apologies, Talia Brody. Great try there. Also scored previously. Bitter to set this one into a full 7 points and does so straight. Lindsay Oliver gets us underway again. The referee, ball up, well taken. Waters has runners coming at pace. Little tip pass there to John. Looking to the front. Well taken by Ericke right away. Sarah Curvin had no shot at that. It's Ericke gets right up in front of it. Waters. Little show there. Very
experienced players. This is a really loaded team.
Well, it was not contested, so they're going to play on. A great new rule. A little pass there. Johnson has it again. Slips away from the tackle. Gets to the player, but eventually taking down Waters. Has some room on his left-hand side. They're going to come through Brody. Brody is going to put that one away. Gets it into the hands of Bender Cruz. Bender Cruz taken down. They get it up to Feasby. Feasby has one try in the season. Feasby has a second.
Hands in those wider channels here. Just moving the ball into space, keeping that ball alive. Classic continuity there. Just lovely little offload. And then this inside ball. Feasby, who seems to be everywhere today, carrying, scoring.
All in for the Tempest. They were driven off it last time, but this time they're good to go. The 9-10 combination we talked about, Dombrowski to Mendoza Silva. Big breakthrough here for Farias. Erica Farias gets across 22, puts a good offload in, and Alejandro looks for the try. Good connection. Great.
When we look back at it. So it's a ball in behind the back, and then the show and go. There was running lines everywhere. So that was excellent. And it was good footwork, good control, keeping that ball alive. And there they are. Alejandro goes through to get
in. And the Tempest looking to go to 7. That kick is good. Going through the phases, looking forward to the Onyx. Hawkins puts that one out. Beautiful pass. Cut back in. They're right at the 22. Going to need to recycle player. Calls coming in. Don't see that all the time in rugby these days. A lot of calls are just made as a little group and then communicated, but comes down Tempest way. This is for Slaughter. Slaughter takes a step, gets by 1. Takes another step, goes into 2. Eventually taking his player line out. Little show. They're going to go to the front eventually. Get back to Solomon, but a little in behind her there. Waters, middle of the field. Rachel Johnson powers through a couple. Gets some momentum, taken to the ground, but right under the post they go. What work there. That's Brody again.
It was just really great skill execution. It's always quick ball, so the Tempest can never really get their defense set. So they're always on the heels. And then you've got the work rate around the corner, off the work rate from Johnson and the ball carry. And then Waters here just picks off a beautiful pass. It's a nice running line. You can see the defense are never really in a dominant position just from that
pass from Waters. Not going to score many easier ones than that. Ball up in the air, and it's good. Tempest disrupted by the Onyx. Solomon in the distributor role. Now they're going to look at a little go forward here. Good pass to Johnson. Johnson puts the pass away. Nice stepping going on here. Here's Hawkins. Hawkins just pushing that defense back. Gets it in the hands of Feasby. Feasby gets it away. A little bit of hot potato here. But
penalty.
Just outside their 22, they're going to take that one down, get it out there to Mendoza Silva. Mendoza Silva gets it in the middle of the field, trying to run them.
You've got to be accurate. So far today, they haven't really been that.
That one taken down by Rachel Ericke. Space opens up in the middle of out to KB Slaughter. KB Slaughter tries to bounce off one, gets taken down, is able to get back to her feet, working her way towards the 5-meter line. Has to get to the ground. Well done, well recycled. Quick ball coming here. Kelsey O'Brien feeds that one out. Replacing Waters. The line's wide open. The try's wide open.
And went for it. As we look back to that initial line break, from the Hawkins, moving the ball into space. Feasby with a nice line when Wilfrey moves the ball. And watch KB Slaughter here. There wasn't much footwork in that. That was all power. But then the awareness to get back on her feet and fight. That is what Denver have done all day. They fight in contact. Then they're moving the ball to the left, and it's just a nice run-in line. Once again, the Chicago defense cannot get set, and she is in.
Scoring a try here at Infinity Park. Women's Elite Rugby as the Denver Onyx continue. Dombrowski has been moved into the backs now. Looks for a little chip forward. Will that roll on a touch? It does. Ball's on the side. Referee Oliver will look at her watch, and that's going to be the end of this one. 76-7. The hometown Denver.